It's had its second coat. You can feel the difference. In fact, this wall isn't completed. There's a section here that needs it needs the roller on it. But silky, it's a smooth finish and sort of rougher, so it proves that the silk emulsion really is silk emulsion we're using. But this room, of course, it is an absolute shambles. In fact, you wouldn't even recognise it as a bedroom. It's just a total disaster zone. To say it will be good to get this all done would be a masterpiece of understatement. And to return it as a bedroom would be very, very nice indeed. So, once we have done that little section there with the roller, and this wall here with the roller, and a couple of little bits over by the doorway with the roller, we can then concentrate in moving all this lot here, which is right in front of you, over towards the wall, and then we will have space to paint this wall. Okay, and once that's done, this room will be finished, and thank heavens for that. So, the next task is to get the roller, okay, and give this wall here its second coat, alright, its second coat, and this bit here its second coat, and as I said earlier, some bits over by the doorway, their second coat, and then it's just one wall to be done, and then we can start in getting this room back looking like a room again. It's been a long time, and of course it doesn't end there, because then we've got the hallway and the kitchen and the living room to do before the whole flat is finished. I can see why people get painters and decorators in now. Right, now I'm using a fresh roller here, okay, for the silk emulsion, right? I'm not taking any chances. The last roller had the matte paint in it, so I don't want to be mixing matte with silk. So here we have it. We have the silk emulsion. Now, as I say, we've already went round the edges, so it should just be a simple case of filling in the blank space here. Now, it's got to be put on thick. There's no point messing around with thin coats. At the end of the day, it's got to look properly painted. So we can see here the spaces that we need to fill. There's a drip of it, which is very annoying. So now that appears to be going on okay. It's not easy. But then again, it's not that hard. Now this is another tip. As soon as you finish painting, it's always very important to clean your paintbrushes. Clean them and dry them, and you can use them again. Now with the rollers it's different. You can just put a cellophane bag over them to keep them airtight, because it is a right hassle cleaning out a roller. It's not quite so bad to clean out a paintbrush. So as I say, we will be back. We will be back. Let there be light. The second coat has been applied to the walls that were plastered, and now it's just a case of shifting all this lot here so we can get to the wall over there. So here we have it. This is the wall now that's going to be getting painted. So first of all, it's a coat of matte paint and then a coat of silk paint. That's correct. And I can't tell you how eager I am to get this room actually looking like a bedroom instead of a total bomb site for the last umpteen months. Right, so we're a day after you last saw me there. We've done the cutting and edging, so now it's a case of getting the old roller out with the matte paint for the first coat onto this wall. Once that's done, we'll have to let that dry, and then the silk goes onto it, the silk paint, and then all the painting in this room will finally be done, and we're looking forward to that. So back to the matte paint to complete this wall. Okay, let's do this thing. There's one thing about painting, it never gets done just thinking about it. Yes, it's a hassle, it's a mess, it's annoying, but when it's done, it's done. Then you can just relax. Now, we don't have to be too particular here because there is another coat of paint going on this wall. The first coat is now on. The matte is now on, I tell you. But we have discovered another problem. I was wondering why it was honking to high heaven under here, and that is because water has been dripping out of the old U-bend there. Yes, it was honking to high heaven of dampness, and that is because water has been leaking. So we have, as they say, Houston, we have a problem. So that is going to have to be fixed. I've taken everything out from the cupboard, and as you can see we have basins there to take all the drips, as it were. So, and a couple of days since you last saw me there, although it's only a second later for everybody watching. Here is the latest update. Okay, well, this wall has now been totally painted. We've got our second coat on it. So it's had its matte coat and its silk coat. And it appears to have turned out okay. Now the situation under here, until we get the plumber around to fix this disaster, as you can see, we have a basin underneath the sink there to gather any drips, and that's doing its job because we don't want any more water splashing around down there. Another coat of gloss paint on the wood surrounds, and another, we've put a coat of gloss on this as well. So this hallway will be the next room to be done. So everything you're seeing here will have to be taken out from here, and that is a job in itself. However, the walls still need to be done, and of course it is quite an operation. First of all, we'll have to put a watered down matte coat on the walls. That will of course be followed by the silk paint. Let the painting commence. Well, we're just about to start the painting in the living room here, and it's going to be quite an operation, I can tell you. So we're having a look at the before and afters, as we usually do. So it's quite hard to tell the colour of this wall. It looks like a sort of oatmeal colour. It's meant to be white, and of course you will see a sort of oatmeal colour there. That's fresh plaster. That's the ceiling's getting painted first, of course. So the preparation, obviously the curtains and the nets all have to come down, and the preparation isn't finished yet because the television has all got to be covered up, and anything that's lying loose has to be put away. The computer will have to be covered up, obviously, and that chair will have to come out of the living room temporarily, as will that table, which is adjacent to the chair. So one of the jobs that will be probably not completed tonight, but it will certainly be started, will be the painting of this pillar here, which will be going from black to white. At the moment it's got marks of plaster all over it. Well, not when I'm finished with it, it won't. It will look wonderful. So this lets you see what the room looks like before the painting has begun. And of course that is plaster on that wall over there. That there, we're going to put matte magnolia on it first, a watered down version, because it goes onto the fresh plaster better when you do that. And then it's going to be silk magnolia. We've also got some black painting to do as well. You'll observe the black wood surrounds. They will need touching up at the very least. So quite a lot to be done, and as I say, there's still a bit to be done in here. This here has been a bed while all the decorating's been going on. Not for much longer. Now, that table will have to go onto the couch, so I've got space to actually paint. But we will be beginning with the ceiling, and we're doing the cutting and edging, of course. We're going round the sides, and then we'll try and get that done as quickly as humanly possible. I can tell you working through the night. And here's what's been done so far. Not a lot. And you won't like it. Yes, painting and decorating is an absolute pest, to say the least. Yeah, that's 6 in the morning, by the way, and not 6 at night. So we've been doing the cutting and the edging over by the ceiling, and now the next job will be getting the old roller out.